McGregor did. It's really a trick. He gets these people to box with him. They have no business boxing with him. And he's making millions and millions of dollars doing this way after his competitive careers. That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live.
Absolutely. He needs money.
You think he's going
Once
broke?
Again, come on. Fighters like that always go broke.
Everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no...
Joe Rogan recently called out Floyd Mayweather for bragging about owning $42 million worth of real estate spread across 60 different buildings, and he openly questioned whether those claims are actually true because several reliable sources have repeatedly disputed Mayweather's flashy numbers and argue that the wealth he likes to show off is mostly exaggerated. And while Mayweather works hard to maintain a public image of running a massive financial empire, it turns out his supposed fortune might be nothing more than a collection of lies and empty promises.
He's just piecing him up. Boxed up by literally the greatest boxer of all time. Floyd was just boxing him up, which is what he does. So that's what's interesting is Floyd's making more money than anybody. And he's boxing people who have no chance of beating him. It doesn't even hurt his record. Also money. He needs that money. That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's not that expensive though, but...
He's only 46. But he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys every pair.
You think they give them to him?
Yeah. Because then you get a video like that.
Right. That's smart.
And then you get Floyd's Air Force Ones given away for charity. That's a tax write-off. There's all sorts of things that goes into
Yeah, you
that.
got a good point. But those $1 million watches, they're not giving you those.
From being an exciting boxing fighter to becoming money Mayweather, Joe Rogan pointed out how that shift changed his whole approach to the sport, and Rogan said Floyd stopped focusing on the thrill of boxing and instead became obsessed with money while frequently disrespecting his opponents in the process. And Floyd went from someone fans loved to watch to someone who cared more about the paycheck than putting on a great show for the people.
Like a really exciting pressure fighter and he had a bunch of hand problems to like money Mayweather, start talking just boxing people's faces off. No more hand problems, much more money.
Yeah, I love what he's doing too, beating up these YouTube guys.
It's crazy.
I love it.
It's so funny that these guys are willing to get beat up by him.
Well, I think they're all delusional.
And one of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I'll show up, I bring out the big boy and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million. And so you
Joe Rogan has also made it clear that Floyd Mayweather is not remembered only for his boxing ability but more for the massive amount of money he has accumulated over the years. And even though he is one of the most famous boxers in history, Rogan strongly criticizes the idea of him ever stepping into MMA and plainly states that Floyd would get completely destroyed in that sport. And this kind of talk from respected commentators shows how many people question whether Mayweather actually has any real skill or adaptability once you take him outside of the boxing ring.
Floyd Mayweather applying for MMA license wants 6 to 8 months to train. He's screwed. First of all, they should give him everything they can get their greasy paws on, get him to fight Conor in an MMA fight.
You'd be screwed.
It's not just getting screwed. Like someone said it should be 1,000 to 1. That's not high enough. It's not high enough. If Conor McGregor was going to fight Floyd Mayweather in MMA, it is as close to 100% as anything ever gets ever. He's probably going to punch Conor in the face a couple of times. It's probably going to suck, but Conor's going to get a hold of him. And then he's going to be like a baby. And if that doesn't happen, he'll kick Floyd's legs out from under him. He'll kick his legs sideways. He'll kick them from the outside. He'll kick them from the inside. He'll stay way the way from any sort of a range where Floyd can punch him. It'll be a completely alien.
Joe Rogan once highlighted just how much power Floyd Mayweather carries by telling a story about how he allegedly fired a referee right in the middle of a fight, and Rogan pointed out that a move like that could only be pulled off by someone like Floyd, who sits at the very top of boxing when it comes to both fame and influence. And this moment is yet another example of how deeply Floyd's money reaches into every corner of his career and controls the way things work around him.
Floyd Mayweather hit him behind the head. So Floyd fired the referee in the middle of the bout. Floyd throws this punch, and he's 100% correct. The punch lands at the side of the head. It's a right hook. It's a perfect punch. And the referee was saying, watch the back of the head. He's like, what the f are you talking about? And so he kicks the guy out, and they bring in a different referee who finishes the fight.
According to Joe Rogan, Floyd Mayweather's unmatched competitiveness came directly from the way he was raised, with his father and uncle both deeply competitive men who taught him to push himself in everything he did, and that kind of upbringing shaped him into the dominant fighter he became during his prime years inside the ring. But Rogan also suggests that same competitive nature has now spilled over into how Floyd approaches business and wealth in his life today.
In terms of like how often you get hit versus how often do you hit the other guy, he's the best ever. The way him and his uncle and his father talk, I imagine they were always super competitive from the time they were young.
Yeah.
Like he grew up being they're super competitive. They're competitive about talking. They're competitive about all kinds of things. So it's like that hive, like growing up with that all the time, and the boxing skill.
Floyd Mayweather once claimed that he earns $3 million every single month, and even suggested that puts him ahead of someone like Bill Gates when it comes to monthly income. And while these kinds of statements might impress casual fans, anyone who actually understands how boxing paydays and pay-per-view models work would know these claims are more fantasy than fact, and experts have largely dismissed such numbers and continue to point out that they simply do not add up in any realistic.
Floyd Mayweather says he makes $300 million a month, which is $3.6 billion a year. He makes more money than Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, all of those guys. So I say all that to say this. The money that Canelo was looking for, they can easily come up with that money. Floyd Mayweather got it.
Well, listen, let me put it this way to you. If he makes, what did he say, $300 million a month?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm 6'4" and 240. And I know I'm 5'8" and a half and 240. So there you go. There's no way. If he makes $3 million a month on his investments, that's a lot. $36 million a year. That's a lot. So I know guys that are worth, $500-600 million, plenty of them, and they don't make $36 million a year, let alone $300 million a month. So there you go.
Floyd has always spoken about how money is central to his life. He even says he wants his children to follow in his footsteps and do the same business as he does. His main focus, he says, is creating generational wealth. But this philosophy has also made him a target of criticism from those who believe he prioritizes cash over character.
I believe in building generational wealth. Even like when my children, all four of my children are adults. And I told them, no more handouts. Because I feel like I'm hurting my children just by, I give them money, they go shopping, they put gas in their car, they party, they come back, I need money. I give them money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars. I told them, listen, if you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business, and I'll put the money up to help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that, and then I need my grandchildren to come behind you guys and do the same.
Floyd Mayweather has always been open about how money sits at the very center of his life, and he even says he wants his children to follow in his footsteps and build the same kind of business he has built for himself, and his main focus, according to him, is creating generational wealth that will last long after he is gone. But this way of thinking has also made him a target for critics who believe he prioritizes cash over character in almost everything he does.
We brought them over. I brought him over while Floyd was, incarcerated. Yeah. Then he comes home. There's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on, where, it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying a new Lamborghini and all these new things. And I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you're already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. So I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants to, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when
are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual the situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell y'all to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh, man.
And I'm looking at him, and he looked in my face and he told me to do that.
Despite all of Floyd Mayweather's massive earnings over the years, there have been several reports and allegations suggesting that he actually owes money to other fighters from past deals, and one of the most high-profile stories comes from rapper 50 Cent, who publicly claimed that Floyd scammed him out of $2 million while Floyd was serving time in jail, and according to 50 Cent, Floyd asked him to take care of his promotion company while he was locked up, and 50 invested his own money to help out. But once Floyd was released, 50 says he acted like he didn't know anything about the money and never paid him back.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. Is get the money, spend the money.
All that money?
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like within lifestyle, that money is gone, trust me. Now it's like, you call him, he'll be at your local hosting in a nightclub, because you need that action right now.
Do you think he'll step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
Floyd's finance.
50 Cent didn't stop at just one story and later went on to reveal that many people inside Floyd Mayweather's own circle actually dislike him on a personal level, and according to 50 Cent, Floyd is completely obsessed with money and lacks the basic values that most people look for in a friend or business partner. And he also claimed that Floyd constantly brags about his wealth and status in ways that make it nearly impossible for anyone to truly respect him beyond what he accomplished inside them.
Right, Logan Paul. Name another boxer besides myself that's more famous than Logan Paul. Tyson Fury. What? I want you to look up Tyson Fury, how many followers, and look up how many followers Logan Paul has. Logan Paul, 56 million. Tyson Fury, 4 million. So 50 compared to 4 something. I can fight a fighter right now, guarantee myself 35 million. Or me and Logan Paul can go out and entertain and have fun and make 100 million or more. So if you were me, you gotta look at 35 million for 12 rounds and 100.
Floyd Mayweather's financial controversies don't stop with 50 Cent, because Logan Paul also recently came forward and said that Floyd still owes him money after their exhibition fight last year, and even with all the global attention and millions of dollars generated from that event, Logan claims he has still not been paid in full for his participation, and this adds to a growing pattern of Floyd taking his money-centered approach even further and sometimes pushing it to a point where it becomes.
Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets.
Floyd Mayweather's financial controversies don't stop with 50 Cent, because Logan Paul also recently came forward and said that Floyd still owes him money after their exhibition fight last year, and even with all the global attention and millions of dollars generated from that event, Logan claims he has still not been paid in full for his participation, and this adds to a growing pattern of Floyd taking his money-centered approach even further and sometimes pushing it to a point where it becomes genuinely controversial.
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. 18 life.
Happy birthday, champ. That's how we doing. That is sick, dude.
Wow. You gotta show money saving.
Money green.
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. One of one piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
It's a one of one. I love that.
Joe Rogan.
Floyd Mayweather has made headlines many times over the years for his completely extravagant spending habits, including owning a single watch worth $18 million and claiming to have hundreds more each worth thousands on their own, and these kinds of financial flexes may grab attention and keep his name in the news, but they also spark serious conversations about whether such habits are sustainable over the long term, even for someone with a bank account as large as Floyd's.
New contract, you wanted no extensions. That's one thing.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Okay. What was one of them? The ability to box?
One of them was the ability to box. They said that wasn't an option. Boxing is dead. It's not possible. This and that.
Now, what does that feel like to you, knowing that Conor McGregor did it and fought Floyd Mayweather and made $100 million?
Yes, gentlemen, let's do this.
No, a bitch nigga, that's that shit I don't like. No, sneak designs, that's that shit I don't like.
Floyd himself has.
Joe Rogan was among those who openly commented that the fight between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor was nothing more than a money grab from start to finish, and Floyd had already been retired from professional boxing but chose to return for a $100 million payday in what was basically an exhibition match designed to generate hype and cash. And for someone who constantly talks about money and wealth, this was just another clear example of turning fame into fortune without any real competition involved.
I think I'm separated now. You know, I don't think there's no boxer in history that has accomplished what I've accomplished. Not bragging or boasting, just speaking the truth. I take my hat off to a lot of legendary champions, you know, that paved the way for me to be where I'm at in the sport of boxing. But that was their era, and this is my era. Had a tremendous career. And we got young fighters that's on the rise, that's under our banner. The ultimate goal is to find the next Floyd Mayweather that can break my records.
Floyd Mayweather has never been shy about bragging, and he often says that no other boxer in the entire history of the sport has ever accomplished what he has managed to achieve, and his confidence is always on full display, but so is his constant need to compare himself with others, which certainly helps fuel his personal brand but also invites plenty of skepticism and criticism along the way.
Jake Paul, what is your reaction? When you watching boxing for free, you can have millions and millions and millions of views. But when you're watching Floyd Mayweather, you have to pay. I think WWE is good for Logan, and Jake Paul, easy. At 48, too easy.
Floyd Mayweather agreed to fight Logan Paul for a massive payday, but then turned around and criticized Mike Tyson for fighting Jake Paul at his age, which plenty of fans and critics saw as obvious hypocrisy. And this kind of behavior shows how Floyd wants to control the entire conversation around money fights, making it okay when he cashes in but not when anyone else tries to do the same thing.
You don't think there's an opportunity to land a big punch on Floyd?
Let me tell you something about Floyd. This is what I don't like about him either. No matter whatever we say about him, and it could be true, but he's in that gym. He's a rat. He retired, but he stayed in the gym. He can't help it. He don't do drugs. That's his heroin, the gym.
Someone told me this. They say he doesn't have a vice.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a vice.
No, he does, the gym.
Mike Tyson has not hidden his feelings about Floyd Mayweather either, and he once mentioned publicly that he simply doesn't like Floyd because even though he is retired, he is always out there showing off and drawing attention to himself.
Mayweather is the most successful boxer in history with a 50-0 record, and one of the wealthiest athletes of all time with $1 billion in earnings. But I bet you didn't know it all started with a $750,000 bet on himself. Here's the wild story. In 2006, Floyd Mayweather was 10 years into his boxing career and earning over $5 million per fight. At the time, Mayweather was signed to Bob Arum's Top Rank Boxing promotion, a partnership which saw Arum get 25% of Mayweather's fight purse. But Mayweather wanted more, and in 2006, he turned down $8 million to fight Antonio Margarita and said he deserved $20 million to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Arum wasn't happy and wouldn't pay up, so Mayweather paid the $750,000 exit fee in his contract to leave Top Rank. Mayweather then went on to promote his own fights, earning a percentage of every ticket, hot dog, and beer sold at the event, and most importantly, all pay-per-views sold. And just 1 year later in 2007, after leaving Top Rank, Mayweather made $25 million for his win against Oscar De La Hoya. Now that's what happens.
Alright everyone, stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.